This is a very nice room. This room was occupied by the nobility, the priestess class, the higher society. Were living in this kind of rooms like this. We have other room on the other side and this one. But this is kind of important to know about this important ceremonial stone. Facing to the east, what the Incas did here. The Incas did some sacrifices. Have you been in Mexico?
Sí.
Yes. Mayas, Aztecs culture, Aztecs culture, 900 years before to the Incas. Mayas, 600 years before to the Incas. They did daily human sacrifices. Daily. Hundreds of people. But what about the Incas? The Incas did daily human sacrifices or not? No, okay. One bottle of beer for you, Susie. Yes. The Incas, they don't do daily human sacrifices. The Incas did human sacrifices when the Incas had big problems like tremors, earthquakes, no rain, no good production of the food. In that case, the Incas did human sacrifices. What kind of person were sacrificed? Young women from 8 years old until 14 years old. We call the virgins of the sun. They were sacrificed. Those people were sacrificed here. The way to be sacrificed, friends. You know about chicha? This is a corn fermented beer. Corn fermented beer, sorry. The chicha contains 2 or 3% of alcohol. If you are drinking chicha, chewing coca leaf, drinking chicha, chewing coca leaf, you are going to be dulled. And the priest in this time take a weapon and hit in this part of the head. And those children, they don't feel nothing. But of course the blood was running. Most of the mummies were found here in Cusco City, in the south, in the north, in the east and the west. They have broken this part of the head of the children too. They were sacrificed fetal position in the snow-capped mountains. 8 years ago in Argentina, remember Argentina was part of the Inca Empire? Jimmy's Aboy was the name of this famous archaeologist from the United States. You know about this person? Jimmy Savoy? He found, friends, in the snow-capped mountain, over 16,000 feet high, 3 children. We were thinking just the women were sacrificed, but this person found 3 children, 2 girls and the first boy. They were sacrificed in the Inca time, in the tip-top of the snow-capped mountains. They were in a fetal position, in a perfect condition, because the ice preserved the bodies. They were using textiles, friends. Those children's textiles from Chinchero. Where is Chinchero? In the south part of Cusco City. How they moved the textiles from Cusco to Argentina. The Incas did, in the 1400s, 400,000 of miles, talking about trails. Imagine. The Incas need to be in contact all the time. One of the reasons they did this kind of trails. This is talking about sacrifices. They did daily animal sacrifices, but in a certain moments, human sacrifices when the Incas had big problems. Okay? Now talking about the trails of the Incas, 400,000 miles of trails. How the Incas were in contact? They used runners. Remember the runners? Messengers of the Incas. You know about that, friend? Runners. One runner, we call Chasqui, ran a day in the 1400s, 10 to 15 miles a day, running. One message from Cusco to Quito, Ecuador, in the Inca time, in 5 days. What about now? If you want to send some message from Cusco to Quito, 10 days. How important were the messengers in the Inca time? 5 days, but now in 10 days. What kind of food the runners were eating? Just coca leaf. Remember, drink 1 cup of coca tea is the same to drink 7 cups of milk in terms of calcium. Coca leaf contains vitamins A, B, C, D, contain alkaloids. Friends, how important. 2 ways to conquer it in the Inca Empire. Remember, peacefully, and the other one was fighting. The messenger says, my king Pachacuti sent me to conquer this small culture. If you want to be part of my culture, I will give you food. And of course, I will give you the most important plant, which is the coca leaf. If we compare the coca leaf and the gold, coca leaf have more value than the gold in the Inca Empire, friends. And the other culture says, okay, I'm going to be part of the Inca Empire. But the other one says, no. And Pachacuti sent thousands of soldiers. It was 2 different ways to conquer in the 1400s. But imagine how important was the coca leaf. Okay? Now our farmers, they're daily chewing coca leaf in the mouth. They don't feel hungry, they don't feel thirsty. They're always chewing coca leaf. Eh? It's how important, friends. Any question, please?
Did the Incas use ropes and stuff to communicate with, since they didn't like messengers to...
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. You're a good assistant of me. Thank you.
Another drink?
Limit her to one.
Of course. We're going to spend all the night in the disco.
There you go. There you go.
One important thing. The Incas had writing language. What do you think? The Incas had or not?
No.
The Incas had writing language. But where the Incas save the information, where the Incas write the passages of their life, first one, they used textiles. They did some different icons, different symbols in the shape of animals, in the shape of a mountain. This is the first one. The second one, they used ceramics. They did some paintings about their passages of their life, about probably that how many temples they had. They were doing some graffitis. But the most important, the Incas used ipus. Ipus means ropes, streams, different colors. Each special rope have different knots. Each knot represent numbers, represent important probably areas that the Incas had in the 1400s. It was the way to write of the Incas, because the Hispanics never ever found like an Mayas and Aztec in the pieces of wood carvings. What the Hispanics found? The Hispanics found ipus, ropes. Can you share for me, Mom, your walking stick? No, this is a rope. The Incas did this kind of ropes like this, and different streams like this. Each stream different color. The red color probably represents how many soldiers Pachacuti had. Yellow one, how many storage or granaries the Incas had in the 1400s. The green color, how many fields, how many pieces of land they have in Cusco City probably. And probably the white color or the black color represent how many important temples in Cusco City the Incas had. It was the best way to save information in the Inca time. We call ipus. Different knots here. Different sizes represent numbers. 10, 100, 1000, 2000. Was the best way to save information in the Inca Empire. Okay? More questions. This is very nice. Because sometimes I don't remember very important questions. How many people probably were living in Machu Picchu? We have in Machu Picchu almost 100 houses, like this. In each house probably 5 or 6 people. We are talking about the less than 1,000 people were living in Machu Picchu. Why? Just the priestess class, just the nobility were in Machu Picchu. But of course these kind of people have servants. In the Inca time they don't have slaves, they have just servants. It was the way to pay the taxes for the common people building this kind of amazing constructions in the 1400s. Okay? More questions, friends?
I'm through.
Ready to walk? Vámonos.